Welcome back to the Remodel Report by USA Cabinet Store. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jessica.
Jessica, today's topic sounds boring on paper. Humidity. And then you told me one sentence last week that changed my mind, so say it again.
If humidity warps your cabinet doors, your warranty does not cover it. Not because of fine print games. The manufacturer considers it normal wood behavior.
Normal, your door won't close, and that's normal.
Showplace Cabinetry, which is a line we sell, publishes it right on their site. Dimensional changes from humidity are inherent characteristics of wood, not considered flaws, and not covered under the warranty. Diamond Cabinet says the same thing. These reactions are normal and not a fault of the cabinetry.
So the warranty covers the cabinet. It does not cover the air in your house.
Exactly. And the air in your house is yours. Which is actually good news, because the air is the one thing you can control for about $15.
We'll get to the $15. First, the basics. Why does wood care about humidity at all?
Because wood never stops being a sponge. It got cut down years ago. It got dried, machined, finished, and it is still trading moisture with the air around it every day, forever. Humid air, the wood slowly absorbs and swells. Dry air, it releases and shrinks.
Even with a finish on it?
A finish slows the trade down. Nothing stops it. Wood scientists have a term, equilibrium moisture content. The wood is always drifting toward balance with the room it lives in.
So the cabinet is basically a very slow humidity gauge.
That is honestly a great way to think about it. And cabinet makers know this. A 5-piece door holds its center panel in an oversized groove on purpose, so the panel can float as it grows and shrinks. They engineer for movement. They just engineer for a certain amount of it.
And when the movement gets bigger than the allowance?
Doors bind against the frame. Butt doors meet in the middle and push. Mitered corners, those pretty 45-degree joints, pull apart at the seam. Diamond specifically calls out mitered doors as the first place joint separation shows.
Okay, give me numbers. What should the air actually be?
Everyone lands in the same narrow band. The EPA says keep indoor relative humidity below 60%, ideally between 30 and 50. Showplace says 30 to 55. Diamond says 30 to 55. So hold 30 to 50 and you satisfy every spec at once.
30 to 50. And how bad does it have to get before real damage?
Diamond puts visible swelling territory around 70 to 80% humidity. And the other direction matters too. Below 20%, wood shrinks enough to open joints and crack paint lines.
I want to flag that for everyone in a heated house in January. This is not just a summer problem.
It is a swing problem. Wood is happiest when nothing changes. The goal is a flat, boring line all year.
All right. Before we fix the air, you have a test. You always have a test.
This one takes 60 seconds and it saves people real money. Here it is. Humidity is air, and air touches every cabinet in the room about equally. Water is local. It touches one spot. Hard. So read the pattern, not the symptom.
Give me the two pictures.
Picture 1. Several doors around the kitchen get sticky in August, and by December they all open fine again. Room-wide, seasonal, reversible. That is humidity.
And picture 2?
One cabinet. Usually the sink base. Swollen at the bottom, maybe bubbled, maybe dark, while its neighbors look perfect. That is not air. That is water. A drip, a leak, a splash pattern.
And people mix these up.
Constantly. We meet homeowners who ran a dehumidifier all summer at a swollen sink cabinet that had a slow supply line drip behind it the whole time. The air was never the problem. The fixes are opposites, so the diagnosis matters more than the product.
There was a Reddit thread you showed me exactly like this.
A homeowner replacing 10-year-old cabinets that swelled up and bowed, asking what material survives humidity. And the sharpest reply in the thread pointed out all the damage sat where the dishwasher had been leaking, and said, "This is not a cabinet issue. This is a water issue."
Best comment on the internet.
It is the whole diagnostic in one sentence. Fix the leak or the next kitchen inherits it.
Okay, the air side. Walk me through the habits because you claim most of this costs nothing.
Habit 1. Run the range hood every single time you cook and leave it running 10 or 15 minutes after. Not for smells, for water. A pot of pasta puts a shocking amount of moisture into the air, and the cabinets on either side of the range catch it first.
I definitely only run mine when something is smoking.
Most people do. One caveat. If your hood recirculates instead of venting outside, it catches grease but does very little for moisture. Worth knowing which kind you own.
How do I check?
If there is no duct going through the wall or ceiling, it recirculates. Habit 2 is even cheaper. Lids on pots. A lidded pot boils faster, uses less energy, and releases a fraction of the steam.
The most advanced humidity technology, a lid.
Undefeated since the invention of the pot. Habit 3. Wipe standing water immediately and blot instead of scrubbing. That one comes straight from Fabuwood's care instructions, another line we carry. Dry excess water right away. Blot it up off the finish instead of pushing it around and into the seams.
And habit 4?
After a heavy cooking session, give the room 5 minutes of air. Leave the hood running or crack a window. A quick air change resets the room faster than any absorber pouch ever will.
You mentioned appliances earlier, and I want to go there because you said something dark about my coffee maker.
Your coffee maker is steaming the underside of the cabinet above it every single morning.
My coffee maker is attacking my kitchen.
Gently, daily, forever. Kettles are worse. Look at where people park them. Directly under an upper cabinet, and the bottom edge of that door takes a concentrated hot steam hit every day, often on the least finished surface of the whole cabinet. Then, one day, the finish clouds and the edge starts peeling and everyone blames the cabinet.
When the real culprit has a power cord.
Pull the kettle or the coffee maker toward the front edge of the counter when it runs. Or move it out from under the uppers entirely. Free fix.
What about the dishwasher?
2 behaviors. A lot of models vent steam at the end of the cycle, low, right at the neighboring cabinet. And opening the door mid-cycle releases a hot cloud straight up at the counter overhang, and the door's above. So let it finish and cool before you open it.
I open it mid-cycle constantly. To sneak a fork in?
Everyone sneaks the fork. Just know the cloud is real. And once a month, run your hand along the cabinet edges next to the dishwasher after a cycle. If they ever feel damp, the door seal or the vent needs attention before the cabinet pays for it.
Self-cleaning ovens made your list too.
A self-clean cycle pushes out heat and moisture for hours. Run the hood the whole time. Same for air fryers parked tight under a wall cabinet. It is a tiny convection steam engine.
Okay, now the $15.
A digital hygrometer, a little battery gadget that tells you the room's relative humidity. Put it on the kitchen counter, away from the stove and the sink so it reads the room and not the pasta pot. And just look at it for a week.
Why does this matter so much to you?
Because every other decision depends on a number you do not have. Half the people who buy one discover their kitchen already sits at 45% and needs nothing. No dehumidifier, no gadgets, done. The other half discover their August afternoons read 68, and suddenly the sticking doors, the stiff drawers, it all has one explanation.
And if I am in that second group?
Your air conditioner is already a dehumidifier, so run it. Diamond's guidance literally leads with run your HVAC consistently. If the number still sits above 55 for days, that is when a portable dehumidifier earns its spot. Set it to hold 45 or 50 and let it cycle.
Not 30?
No, and this is a real mistake people make. Over-drying trades, summer swelling for winter-style shrinking, cracks, open joints, panels rattling indoors. Aim for the middle of the band, not the floor of it.
What about those little moisture absorber boxes people put inside cabinets?
Niche tool, not a fix. A desiccant pouch can help a closed, rarely opened cabinet in a damp corner, or a renter with no control over the HVAC. But a box of crystals cannot dehumidify a room, and keep chemical absorbers away from cabinets that hold food.
You said something smart about these last week.
If the absorber fills up with water fast, people think it is working great. It is actually a measurement. It is telling you the room itself needs fixing.
The full pouch is not a trophy.
It is a warning light.
Let's talk about the sink base, because you called it the cabinet that always fails first.
Ask any installer. It lives with supply lines, drain connections, a disposal, a closed dark interior, and a drip risk, all in one box. 3-part routine. 1. Line the floor with a waterproof tray or mat, about $20, so a slow drip gets caught and held where you will see it. 2. Once a month, run a dry hand along the lines in the trap. 30 seconds. 3. If anything is wet, act inside the EPA's window. Wet materials need to be dried within 24 to 48 hours because after that, mold has what it needs.
24 to 48 hours. So the Friday leak cannot wait for next weekend.
Empty the cabinet, dry it, point a fan at it, find the source. That weekend.
Someone listening is renovating right now. What do they do differently on the front end?
2 things, and both come from manufacturer install guidance. First, acclimation. Let the cabinets sit inside the conditioned house for a few days before install, so the wood adjusts to your air before it is screwed to a wall, not after. Second, sequence the wet trades. Drywall mud, paint, concrete. They all dump moisture for days. That work finishes and dries before cabinets arrive.
And material choice for the humid climates?
Plywood boxes over standard particle board, every time the budget allows. Cross-laminated layers swell less and keep holding screws after moisture exposure. Standard particle board swells once and never comes back. MDF is stable in normal air, which is why painted doors are usually MDF, but it hates standing water at raw edges. And remember, no material excuses a leak. Plywood buys you time to fix a problem. It is not a submarine.
All right, honesty section. When is protection too late?
When the structure has changed. Veneer lifting, board that swelled and crumbles, mitered joints that opened and stay open, mold that keeps coming back. Air control does not unswell wood. At that point, it is repair or replace, and the honest answer depends on what the boxes were made of to begin with.
And that is a conversation you can have for free at any of the showrooms. Bring photos, and a designer will tell you straight whether it is a hinge adjustment, a 2-cabinet repair, or a new kitchen conversation.
With plywood boxes and a layout that keeps steam away from the wood this time.
Let's land it. 3 things to remember.
1. 30 to 50% relative humidity measured by a $15 hygrometer, 12 months a year. That band is also what keeps your warranty meaningful. 2. Read the pattern. Every door a little, seasonally, that is humidity. 1 cabinet, badly, that is water and you have 24 to 48 hours to dry it. 3. Steam is local. Hood on every cook, lids on pots, kettle out from under the uppers, mat in the sink base.
The Remodel Report is brought to you by USA Cabinet Store. Family-owned since 2011, with more than 14 showrooms across Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, Texas, New Jersey, Florida, and Tennessee. The full written guide with every number and source from today is linked in the show notes.
Keep the line flat, and we will see you next episode.